All right, welcome to the inaugural episode of Path of the Network Marketer. So it'll probably take me a few episodes to get into the intro, but yeah, welcome to this new adventure, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. My name is Ronnie Cruz. I'm going to be your host for this 365-day journey. The intention is to do an episode of this podcast every day. So to help you guys on your day to day, right, with whatever you might be tackling, whatever you might be facing in your network marketing businesses. For this first episode, as opposed to the normal, this is a little bit about me, this is my backstory, this is my history, I want to start off by explaining to you guys and sharing with you guys why I've decided to do this podcast. And I think most importantly, why I've decided to do this podcast every day and the intention behind all of this, right? The intention behind me going through all this trouble to create this podcast. In the spring of 2022, I realized that, I just made the decision to finally really buckle down and learn how to leverage and use social media and the different online platforms to continue to expand my network marketing business. I had largely, and I didn't think I was doing it purposefully, I didn't know, actually, let me backtrack. I didn't know that I was actually doing it, but I had largely ignored the internet and social media and online marketing and things like that as a tool for my business, outside of how I was already using it, just pretty much just as a casual user, right? Like I would use Facebook to communicate with my teams and kind of share pictures of events and things like that. But I wasn't intentional about it, right? I wasn't purposeful with the use of these platforms as a tool, and a powerful tool at that, for continuing to expand my business, right? It was more, I use social media more largely as a distraction, but beyond distraction, just kind of in a supportive manner, right? Again, as a way of communicating to the rest of the team, or a way to communicate to the people that I know what I'm doing right now at the moment, like pretty much like how everybody uses social media. In the last couple of years, I have to be fully transparent, business has taken a decline for me, right? With a lot of different factors. I mean, I won't go too much into depth with that, but with the pandemic, with the rapidly changing world and how business is done, it definitely affected it affected my bottom line, and so. As we were coming out of the restrictions from COVID, I went back to my old practices, things that I knew, my foundational core skills as a network marketer, which a lot of that was, very grassroots. A lot of that was in person to person, what some people might call old school, still very, rooted in fundamentals, but slow in regards to the ability to reach people and to build, and especially in how business is being done today, right? The strategies, I wouldn't say they're necessarily obsolete, but they were narrow, right? Like the amount of perspective that I had, or like my focus as a network marketer, was wide at the time, when I first started my career in network marketing. I became very successful using these things, and those things were amazing and very, very effective during that phase of my career. However, the world and business has expanded exponentially since then, and so I've only been tapping into a fraction of what I can tap into, because I had limited myself unknowingly and unconsciously, but I had limited myself to what I already knew, as opposed to expanding and growing, and picking up new skill sets and new strategies and then new tactics, right? And so that's what I wanted to do, with this whole journey of teaching myself social media marketing, online marketing. I'm even learning ClickFunnels and things like that, right? That's what I wanted to do, and adapt all of those things that I'm learning to continuing to expand my network marketing business. The podcast plays a role in that number one of my goals with learning all this stuff is to be able to synthesize it all into a book, into programs, into anything that I can help you build your business as well. Because I understand, I mean, like guys, and I'll get into this in my backstory. Like this was not an easy thing for me, right? Like I don't think it's easy for anybody. Well, if there is, it's like 0.01% of the network marketing population that it's easy for. For me, I slog through. And so if I had a hard time building my business, if it was a struggle, then I know that there are other people out there that are experiencing the same, or if not similar, if not the same kind of challenges that I face. So, I want to help, I want to create tools for you guys to help you on your journeys, right? With the intention that I want to help you get to your end goal, much more quickly and with half the heartache, with half the heartache that I had to go through. So that's one of the things. And so with the podcast, one of the things that I learned, one of the things I've experienced so far is that the podcast, I've already have Path of the Jedi. That was my first podcast. That was my entry into the podcasting world. Star Wars meets personal development. And what I've seen in that is, yes, my consistency and the content has really, it's grown the show organically. And now I have expanded my reach as a result of that. I want to do the same thing here, right? Expand my reach and doing it every day. What I've learned from, individuals. The main one that has said this multiple times is Russell Brunson. I don't know if you guys listen or have read his material, but go check out Traffic Secrets. Go check out .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, his trilogy of secrets books, right? And he says multiple times, if you release a podcast, or if you publish a podcast every day, a show every day, an episode every day for a year, you'll never have to worry about money again. Right. And like, to me, when I first heard that back in the spring, I was like, heck, that's ridiculous. Like, how am I going to come up with an episode every day? The more I thought about it, the more it made sense, though, right? Like, an episode every day just forces you to really get into a groove. It forces you to find your voice very, very quickly. And the faster, the more you throw yourself into it, the quicker you'll get used to actually doing it, right? The quicker you'll get to it becoming a habit. And you'll get much more results, right? You'll get faster results this way. I've noticed, and I've really thought about this for Path of the Jedi, but I only want to do that once a week. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to do a daily episode for Path of the Jedi. But for network marketing, I can talk about network marketing all day long. And I can talk about the things I'm learning on this journey as I teach myself online marketing and social media marketing, because I'm learning new stuff every day. So posting an episode on the podcast every day makes total sense to me now, because I'm learning new stuff every day, and it's just going to accelerate my journey, because I'm going to learn. It's going to force me to learn very, very quickly. It's going to force me to find a voice very quickly, and it's going to force me to stay ahead of the things that you guys are looking to learn as well. So lots of advantages. And so I encourage you guys, if you're not yet subscribed, it's the first episode, but go ahead and hit the subscribe or the follow button, whatever platform you happen to be listening on right now. I will be releasing an episode every day. So more to come from me, guys. In the next handful of episodes, I'm going to get into my backstory, and it's quite a lengthy backstory. I've been in this profession for over 15 years now. I've lost count. It's somewhere between 15 and 18, I think. I don't know. I can't tally. Well, because it wasn't all consecutive, right? Like, I did take breaks in between some of my network marketing companies. But anyways, we'll get into that. We'll get into my backstory, and then the episodes as they come day to day will be about the things that I'm learning, especially for the online market and how to build with social media. I will talk about fundamentals and things like that as well. For those of you who are still working on fundamentals, that could be of very, very much value, because you can't get into learning a strategy without having a sound foundation to build on, right? Otherwise, any strategy, whether it's online or offline, will be useless, right? Like, it'll be a house of cards built on sand. I don't know if that's even a saying, but you guys will learn this about me. I'm not great at sayings, but that one made a little bit of sense, at least, right? Anyways, thanks for tuning in today. We'll catch you tomorrow with a fresh episode. Until then, everybody, be well. See, this is. I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep this, but for now I'll keep this. Be well, be safe, and as always, may the force be with you. All right. See you guys tomorrow.